Well, more from those comments by Julius Malema yesterday, referring to Phoenix, the area, of course, in Durban that was at the site of so much of the violence during what happened in July 2021. Sham Maharaj is the convener of the Phoenix Ubuntu Forum. Sham, good afternoon to you. How would you describe the mood in your community in Phoenix at the moment?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much. Welcome the viewers. We have heard during an interview given by the EFF and Malema yesterday some very disturbing comments, especially those directed at the Phoenix community. And I can tell you some of his posts have been aired throughout Phoenix, throughout Durban, throughout KZN and the country. And there is a lot of fear being whipped up and lots of concerns out in the community here as to what may happen on Monday. As the Phoenix Ubuntu Forum, we have met yesterday afternoon. We are meeting today at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock today to look at working out a way in which we could calm down the fears of the people. We have already put out a post yesterday asking people not to distribute anything from the EFF and the utterances of Malema, because this would cause more harm, more fear and anxiety amongst the people who have endured so much during the unrest in 2021.
Before the violence in 2021, we now know that there was a deliberate attempt to spread fear. People were using WhatsApp groups, voice notes that had threats, that kind of thing. Is that happening again, this deliberate attempt to make people scared?
Well, that's happening again, and I think everybody is saying, well, we have seen this, so it has been distributed to people by some means, and so what should we do? All we have asked people to do is to firstly remain calm, not to continue to distribute what they are receiving from other people, friends and families, because this is what Malema wants. He's put out this thing, and he wants this to be sent to as many people as possible. And if we are forwarding these things to other people, members of our family, we are helping Malema in this year. So we've told people not to do that, number one, because it's spreading fear and anxiety amongst people. Secondly, we ask people to remain calm and to work with local law enforcement agencies, the police, the SANDF, and local security companies. We are in fact meeting at 5 o'clock today to work out a plan of action, and at 7 o'clock this evening with the CPF and other committees which are based in Phoenix to work out a plan in which we want calm to prevail on Monday. We are hoping that this national shutdown will be reduced to a small group of EFF supporters toying here and there, and it's not going to be a national shutdown. That's what we believe is going to happen, because press conferences that we are hearing from government and the cabinet has pronounced on this matter, as they are in readiness to do whatever needs to be done to make sure no violence, looting and so on happens. So we have some reassurance, but we cannot take a chance, given what has happened in July 2021.
Sham, the security companies, so they played a big role, we know, in the violence in Phoenix. And from what we can see, private security companies played quite a big role, actually, in killing people. That led to the deaths of people. How worried are we? How worried do you think people, let me put this another way. How careful do you think people need to be about these companies in Phoenix?
Well, I think a lot of people are asking, should we protect our property? Should we protect our families? And of course you should be protecting them. But what we've advised people to do is not to block streets, number one, not to carry arms and batons and sticks and those sorts of things. But if people want to be around to monitor what is happening, it's fine. Where security companies are concerned, there's a large number of homes in Phoenix, but elsewhere in KZN and in the country, who have these monitoring systems, and you know, these security companies monitor alarm systems of many of the homes all over the shore, all over the country. And I think if there's something happens, people are going to trigger the alarms, and security companies would actually respond because they are being paid for to respond should something happen. But we are hoping for the best. We are hoping that, well, this will pass and nothing is going to happen. Besides a few people toying here and there, nothing is going to happen in Phoenix. We are hoping and praying that it's going to remain calm. But we are also saying people don't spread panic unnecessarily, because really it's calming ourselves and not others.
We were speaking to Mxolisi Mieni a little while ago. I know you'll know him from the same area in Phoenix. And I asked him the question. I want to put the same question to you. One of the things that we know about this area is that, to oversimplify it, people in the black community in Phoenix and people in the Indian community in Phoenix don't really, they live very next to each other. People may work with each other or for each other perhaps, but they don't really know each other. Has that changed since what happened in 2021?
Well, I've said it before. I've lived in Phoenix for more than 50 years now. We've been involved in community organizing work with people in Bombay and Inanda, Kwamashu, everywhere else. And we've had friendships for a long time. But what happened in 2021 really, fractured and ruptured this relationship that existed between communities in Phoenix and communities in Bombay and Inanda. However, post the 2021 elections, we came alive again. We formed the Phoenix Ubuntu Forum. We have community organizations come together. And we have developed together with Inanda a social cohesion program. Social cohesion program which is trying to look at bringing communities together so that we can build trust once again. And we've come a long way in 18 months. I mean, we've had a soccer tournament in Phoenix and people from Bombay and Inanda came. We've had a very good tournament. We've got a food security program. We had gone into Inanda to help people to look at food security programs. So we have been building up quite nicely this relationship. Should I say rebuilding. And now what Malema is trying to do is to look at destroying the work community organizations have been doing in respect of social cohesion. And it's going to be a pity, that these things are heeded by people who causing mayhem,
Sham, Maharaj, thank you, convener of the Phoenix Ubuntu Forum. Do appreciate it. All right, well, let's see how that story develops. It will be one of the areas people will be watching quite closely on Monday.